animals can be very intelligent, wild, or defensive, but sometimes they find themselves stuck in terrible situations that put their lives at risk. Luckily, some kind-hearted humans are there to help them overcome these challenges and even save their lives. Want to have your faith in humanity restored? Well, sit back and relax, because today I'll be showing you a list of the most heartwarming animal rescues you'll ever see. And if you stick around to the very end, make sure to grab yourself some tissues because you'll need them. The helpless dog rescue. Her Sioux team in India got a call regarding a dog that was struggling to walk after being hit by a car. When the team came to check on the dog, they quickly noticed the dog's spine had been hurt during the impact, resulting in severe nerve damage. This prevented the dog from properly walking. The dog kept staring at his legs as if he was trying to figure out why they wouldn't move and why he couldn't properly use them. While nerve damage is often irreparable, the team decided to give it a shot and see how much they could do for the dog. To their surprise, after weeks of good rest and physical therapy, the dog was able to walk on his forelegs again. They named the little guy Georgie, and he became an inspiration for more people in the area to help their local stray dogs who are often unfortunate victims of car accidents. The South African penguin rescue. Back in the mid-2000s, there was a massive oil spill from a carrier north of Cape Town in South Africa. This threatened the lives of about 20,000 penguins that became covered in oil. Gianda Napoli, also known as the Penguin Lady, sent out a call for volunteers to help save the penguins. To her surprise, over 12,000 volunteers came to help. Keep in mind, these were regular, everyday people who simply wanted to help. They had no special skills or previous experience with penguins. After 3 months, this incredible group of volunteers had cleaned every penguin and returned them safely to their natural habitat. Seeing all the penguins released back into the wild is such a touching moment. Clean, healthy, and finally back where they belong. The fallen ducklings. A mother duck became distressed after her ducklings fell into a storm drain in Arizona. She paced back and forth helplessly while people realized her babies were missing. A group of rescuers arrived and climbed into the storm drain to retrieve the ducklings. At one point, the mother's instincts took over, and she actually jumped down herself to help, carrying some of her babies out of the rescuers' way. Just as the rescuers thought they were finished, they spotted one final duckling still trapped below. They safely rescued the last little one, and the mother duck was happily reunited with all of her babies. The stranded freeway cat. Sometimes animals are in danger without anyone even noticing. That was the case for a tiny kitten trapped in the middle of a Los Angeles freeway, right beside the fast lane. With cars flying past, there was almost no chance for the kitten to escape. Thankfully, a driver named Sheila Green spotted the kitten and immediately contacted Hope for Paws, an animal rescue team. The rescuers rushed to the scene while Sheila gave clear directions to help them locate the frightened kitten. Thanks to her guidance, they found him. He had an eye infection and was badly malnourished. They named him Napoleon, gave him food, cleaned him up, and started him on the road to recovery. Why someone would leave such a helpless kitten in the middle of a freeway is something I'll never understand. But we're lucky to have people like Sheila and the rescue team in this world. The hoarder's house cats. More than 40 cats were abandoned inside a hoarder's house for over 8 months. If you've ever owned a pet, you know how much they depend on us. Now imagine leaving over 40 cats behind with nobody even realizing they were there. Their living conditions were horrific. The cats were rescued by the Coal and Marmalade team in northern Illinois after the landlord discovered what had happened and contacted them. There was waste and fleas everywhere, and many of the cats were terrified. Some resisted being rescued because that house was all they had ever known, while others feared further abuse. It took time for the rescuers to earn their trust, but eventually they safely removed every cat. Afterward, the local community donated money and supplies to help them recover. Even better, every cat found a foster home and finally got the life they deserved. The baby deer rescue. Winter can be a dangerous time for wildlife. As temperatures fall and lakes freeze over, many animals struggle to survive. One baby deer became trapped in the middle of a frozen lake with no way to escape. Fortunately, a group of hunters noticed something unusual and went to investigate. They found the young deer with one back leg stuck in a hole in the ice while its front legs struggled to keep it from falling through. The hunters carefully pulled the fawn to shore, but its legs continued slipping on the ice. Once they reached solid ground, the little deer regained its footing, stood up, and ran back toward its mother. Chiquita, the rescued jaguar cub. Brazilian soldiers spotted a jaguar cub while rafting through the Amazon River. The cub, named Chiquita, had been abandoned by its mother at a very young age. Jaguars sometimes abandon cubs they believe won't survive because of illness or physical defects. Had the soldiers left him there, he likely would have died from predators, hunters, or the harsh Amazon environment. So they brought him back to their military base. Unable to find his mother or any siblings, they decided to care for him themselves. Against all odds, the young jaguar recovered and was eventually released back into the wild. Later, heavy flooding swept through the Amazon. Officers discovered Chiquita clinging to a fallen tree, struggling to stay above the rushing water. They rescued him once again, and the jaguar wrapped himself around one officer's back during the rescue, clearly trusting the humans who had once saved his life. The officers eventually decided he would be safest staying with them. They built him a habitat that closely resembled the Amazon, allowing him to enjoy the freedom of the jungle while remaining protected. Chiquita became a symbol of hope and freedom for endangered wildlife everywhere. Which of these rescues was your favorite? Let us know in the comments. Have you ever helped rescue an animal? If so, we'd love to hear your story. Leave a like if you enjoyed the video, and don't forget to subscribe because we've got plenty more amazing content coming that you won't want to miss.